absolutely smashing debut behind a horse that was really expected to win.
Yes.
In Cahoots and Shango in the same race, they both come off wins, one off a sparkling Grade 2 win in the Dingaans.
Andrew, very good debut. Unfortunately, he was scratched a couple of weeks before that at the gates. He was a horse we were hoping to get to that R5 million race, but the time was against us. Listen, this is a bit of a rushed outing. He ran last week, but I wanted to run him on the stand side 14, and it's not a strong race, and hopefully the close engagement won't compromise his winning chance. But obviously, he's a massive runner.
Obviously been a little bit of a talking horse, and how's he doing?
Andy, much better. We gelded him, and there were complications, with him. So I think it's improved him a great deal, because he was always sore behind. We're thinking muscle sore, but meanwhile I think it was more connected with what was between his legs. So he's definitely improved since gelding, and from a good draw. 14, maybe a bit sharp for him, but I do expect good improvement from him.
Sparkling Grade 2 win in the Dingaans.
Yeah, obviously a nice prep run for him. We've just taken the foot off the gas a little bit since the Dingaans, and we're going into the Triple Crown. So he's going to just need this, but obviously he could still win this race.
It looks like somebody's got a very busy day ahead of them on Saturday, and you start off in the first leg of the place accumulator with both Acorn Alley and DIORAMA.
Yeah, DIORAMA's run 2 good races in second. Going the 2000 for the first time, not a guarantee to stay, but has the help of number 1 draw, so things will be easy for her. Acorn Alley ran a good race last time. She probably was a little weak to go out there and lead. She's got a difficult draw, but I think she's also got a good place chance.
BLOODLINE, she's got a great pedigree, this filly, and she hasn't shown that much, but I think over the extra distance, ridden a little more positively, I think she could get into the money.
Excellent. I think this horse, ARMINIUS, has received a lot of publicity with regard to some vocal support, and he runs in the 4th race along with Galjoen and Nimitz.
Yeah, we're pretty strongly handed there. ARMINIUS ran 2 pretty average first 2 runs, and then we put him over the 2000 and he surprised us by running second, so hopefully there's a bit of potential there and something that he can build on. He has got a bad draw though. The Mitz is pretty consistent, always in the money, but has a bad draw as well. And then Galjoen was first one after gelding last time and ran a cracker. Was beaten by ARMINIUS, but this time he has a very good draw. So we know we've got a strong hand there, and hopefully one of them can do it.
BINKY, the ride of Marco van Rensburg.
Yeah, not a great draw, unfortunately, but we sort of, these races are a bit few and far between, so you've got to go where you can. Very, very stiff last time, heads up, heads down, just the wrong side of the photograph, but a nice little horse, and I think he'll be more than competitive again. I see that he's tipped in a place. I would expect him to run a place at least, and I think he's possibly even a winning chance.
LATIN OPUS, also a horse that's just been a little immature, and I think he should appreciate the extra ground, and he is furnishing and strengthening, so hopefully nice improvement expected.
POMANDER, I seem to remember, won while you were in Australia. What do you expect from her?
Yeah, she won while I was in Oz, and then she's had 1 run since then. She ran a good race. She's a big girl, probably needed it a bit. She's stripped much fitter. It's a very strong fielder with green top in the race, so if she can run in the first 3, we'll be happy.
A little disappointing. First run over 2000, although the winner looks very smart. I expected a lot more. We're just confirming that that we are happy over this type of trip. Otherwise, we'll have to come back to the mile. But she's doing well. I'm hoping to put a line through that last run.
Mr. WHATSON with Marco van Rensburg and Chase Mouchon, respectively.
Yeah, both nice horses, Andy, competitive. MOJITO Magic's back into racing now. He was rested. He had a high suspensory injury, but touch wood, that looks very good. I do think he'll run well. He's had a couple of grass gallops and shaped up nicely, and he's pretty fit. On his day, he's a decent little horse and not to be left out. Mr. WHATSON, big weight there, but I think he's got a touch of class. Gav reported him a little bit sore in front after his last start, which was unfortunate, but no issues now. Everything checks out well, vet checks out well. And I think the pair of them are competitive in what looks like a competitive field.
Lovely. Then I see that Gin Fizz's merit rating has been dropped, and Risk Taker accompanies her with TALLINN in race number 7.
Yeah, Gin Fizz, we're backing her up. She ran last Saturday, but she's a very sound filly. I think she will like the distance again. She's always in the money, so I'm expecting her to be competitive. TALLINN, also trying her back in distance. She's really shows a lot of fast work at home, so hoping that the sprints will be up her alley. She's a CTS sales racehorse, so we're trying to decide which distance to run her in. And Risk Taker's having a run after a rest. She's alright. She's got ability. Maybe if she's a bit fresh, she can run a good race.
Yeah, a nice filly. I mean, she's got it all to do with the ratings. She hasn't put her foot wrong. I'm expecting a good run. I think we're taking on one of the highest rated 3-year-olds in the country. So it's not going to be easy, but I do expect it to run well.
And then the pair of African Rock and Champagne Gold in the 8th.
Both coming back in distance, just to get them to peak fitness. But I think both could actually get a blow in and they could be in the money, but I'm not really expecting it. The main thing is to just get them up in terms of fitness.
Jockey's agent Simon Turner has been bending your ear again and managed to get Marco van Rensburg another ride for the day on Spanish Boy.
Yeah, you know, he's got a bit of a story. He won his first race very nicely, and as we hoped he would. Next 2 starts, totally disastrous, and I thought perhaps he didn't stay. Anyway, we heard a little bit of a breathing noise at track and did an overland scope on him. If the tongue tie doesn't work on Saturday and the shorter distance, well, then he's probably going to have an operation, but we are trying. And I do think he's a very, very useful horse, but a little bit unknown. Probably for the punters should include him because he's talented. And if he doesn't shape up well, then he's going to unfortunately have to go under the knife.
Okay, quickly on a generic level, December not a great month weather-wise, virus-wise. Stables had a couple of winners of late. Happy with the form of the yard?
Not really. It's still a bit patchy. You know, you get a winner and you think the next horse is possibly a better runner, and it goes and runs a shocker. Yeah, I like to see consistency, Andy. It's coming slowly. I would think by the end of the month we'll be hopefully on a level or an even keel, and which is what you want, of course, going into the autumn.
I know that you've always had a very high regard for horse Chestnut Sun, last of legend. He ran very well last time out. Looks like he's on the right track now.
Definitely on the right track. I think he just needed gelding. He's going to need further, but I really do want to just get him really fit before we start going over a mile and more. Having said that, it's a nice testing 14, and I think he's not out of it.
Without sounding overly confident, would it be fair to say that Cornish Pomodoro would probably be the best of the afternoon?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Obviously, we always are mindful of the fact that it's really close, and we don't only do this in certain instances, and yeah, hopefully that doesn't come to bite us.
Fantastic. And then you finish off the day with a trifecta of runners in Ashbal, VAR and Away, and Your Pace or Mine.
Yeah, Ashbal's a limited horse. He has a deep draw, so he'll need a lot of luck. Your Pace or Mine, he showed us a lot of potential as a young horse. Unfortunately, had a problem, so he's coming back from a long race. Hopefully, he can run a positive race. I mean, we can build on. And VAR and Away, also another one that showed us a lot of potential. A little bit of niggles as a young horse. I'm hoping that he runs a good race because I thought he was a promising horse, and we can hopefully build on that.